We're baking and decorating sugar cookies today, and I'm gonna walk you through each step. This is gonna be super easy and lots of fun, so let's get started. We need 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of softened butter. I'm using salted, but you can use unsalted if you prefer. We're gonna mix this up real quick. Yes, you can refrigerate this dough if you want. No, you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. I rarely do. Only when I'm super busy will I toss them in the fridge until later. If you do go that route, let the cookie dough come to room temperature before attempting to roll it out. Next, we need 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, or in my case, I have this homemade version my mother-in-law gave me, and it smells so good. Mix these 2 ingredients up. Next is our dry ingredients. We need 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 4 cups of all-purpose flour. As a side note for the flour, I do scoop my flour with my measuring cup directly and level it off. I don't spoon in my flour into my measuring cup with a spoon. Not for this particular recipe. Normally that's a no-no, but not today. We're gonna mix this up until everything is fully combined. To a floured work surface, we're gonna work with half of the dough at a time. Pat some flour on your hands and on the dough as you gather it up. We're gonna roll this out to about 1/4 inch. You can go thicker if you want, just bear in mind, the thicker you go, the more poofier your cookie will become and the more likely they will spread. I'll show you an example after they're baked so you know what I'm talking about. Grab your cookie cutter. We're going with stars today since the 4th of July is just a week or so away. This cookie cutter came in a huge set of 100 assorted cookie cutters. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in the exact same set. I haven't figured out a better way to remove my cookies from my counter other than using this super thin knife. I really want to find a good silicone mat, I just haven't had the time to do that research yet. Okay, once you have your cookies cut out, place them on a parchment lined baking sheet and into the oven they go at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes depending on your oven. I've found that 11 minutes is the perfect time for my oven. Once they're done, I slide them straight onto my counter just like this and they sit there until they're cool enough to move to a drying rack. To make the royal icing, we need 4 cups of powdered sugar. Just like with the flour, for the powdered sugar, I scoop it out with my measuring cup. Just so you know to keep that in mind if you want to follow my steps exactly. I also use meringue powder in my royal icing. This is the brand I use. If you can't find this at your local grocery store, I'll put a link down below. To the powdered sugar, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of meringue powder. This is what hardens the icing on the cookie. It's a dried substitute for egg whites. Traditionally, the classic royal icing made for sugar cookies was made with egg whites, but that's a completely different process that I don't have the patience for. We're going to follow this up with 7 tablespoons of water. This is not the final amount of water we will be using, but it is for the time being. Lastly, we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Start on a low speed so you don't accidentally blow your ingredients all over your kitchen countertop. Increase the speed as it starts to come together. Mix for about 2 to 3 minutes or until it looks like everything is completely mixed in. All of my big spatulas are missing. I just have this rinky-dink one. I might have to send my golden retriever on a mission to find them. So this is what 7 tablespoons of water looks like in our royal icing. I'd say this is about the consistency of drywall putty, obviously still too thick. This is normally where I would divvy up the icing into separate containers if I was making several colors, but not today. We're just gonna keep it really simple today and stick with white. We're not even gonna dye this ultra white, it's fine the way it is. There are 2 types of consistencies I like to use when decorating sugar cookies. One is a piping consistency and the other is a flood consistency. We're gonna start off with the piping. To a bowl, we're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of water at a time until we reach what I like to call a toothpaste-like consistency. This will be our piping icing. In total, I added in 5 teaspoons of water. This looks pretty good. We're going to add in a spoonful or 2 to our prepared piping bag, about this much. To make the flood icing, we're going for a shampoo-like consistency. To the leftover icing, add in a teaspoon of water at a time and mix. In total, I added in about 3 teaspoons of water. Just remember, you want shampoo-like consistency, just like this. If your icing is running off your spoon like this, then you're on the right track. Take a look at these. The cookie on the left was rolled out to about 1/4 inch thick. It held its shape and didn't spread as much, if at all. The cookie on the right obviously got a little more love, which resulted in a poofier cookie that definitely spread during baking. Just keep that in mind when you're rolling out your cookies. We're going to be using sprinkles to add a pop of color to our cookies. I have these 2 containers. One on the left is from Walmart and the one on the right is from Hobby Lobby. I ended up only using the Hobby Lobby sprinkles. Make sure you have plenty of toothpicks at the ready. For the flood icing, some people like to use piping bags. I like to use squeeze bottles. For my piping icing, I like to use a number 2 piping tip with standard coupler. When I'm not using my piping bags, I like to keep them tipped down on a lightly damp paper towel. This just stops the tips from getting crunchy and crusting over. And since we're working with sprinkles, we're going to need some plates. Lastly, we need a number 3 piping tip. To outline your cookie, grab your piping icing and basically follow along the edges of your cookie, squeezing with even pressure. If you've never worked with royal icing before, take your time and go slow. This is real time. I haven't sped up this footage. I want you to get an idea of how quickly I decorate my cookies. Nice and slow. Perfect time to listen to a podcast or an audiobook. I have 40 cookies to decorate. I'm not going anywhere for a while. Once you have your outline, grab your flat icing and just go straight into it. I don't wait for the outline to dry. There's no need. Fill in your cookie with your flat icing and add in any extra to areas that look a little light on icing. Grab your toothpick and drag your icing anywhere on your cookie that needs a little help. To move your icing around, there are two types of strokes I like to use. One is a circular motion, often used along the edges and corners, and the other is just a simple sweeping motion. Once you give it a try, you'll probably find yourself using the circular motion more often than anything else. Yes, the flat icing is a bit on the thicker side. I'm taking into account my poofier cookies. They aren't as flat as the standard 1/4 inch I showed you earlier. If my flat icing was any thinner, I'd run the risk of it running off my poofier cookies. If you are new to decorating sugar cookies, the best advice I can give you is try not to be too discouraged if they don't come out looking exactly how you imagined or expected them to look. Decorating sugar cookies takes patience and practice, and lots of it. I still consider myself a beginner cookie decorator, as I've only been practicing for less than 6 months. Once you're done flattening your cookie, we're going to set it off to the side to crust over. I would wait at least 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, we're ready for the final step. We're going to swap out our number 2 piping tip for the number 3 piping tip. And all we're going to do is pipe along the edges. You don't have to be right up on the edge, just close enough. This looks good. Okay, grab your sprinkles. Grab your cookie and gently tap it down into your sprinkles. Give it a quick peek, and if it looks like it needs more, go back in for more. And check it out. Doesn't that fancy it up a bit? I think it looks great. It's clean, it's simple, and yet also pretty. Let that sit off to the side for a couple of hours to completely set. I have wild kids in my house, so to protect my cookies while they're trying to fully set, I sometimes stick my cookies in my completely cooled oven. I would suggest propping open the door just a little bit so there's at least a little bit of airflow. Just be sure to pull them out before you start dinner. That could be a sad disaster. Once the icing is fully set, I like to store my cookies in a simple plastic container like this with a small sheet of parchment between each layer. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section and I'll do my best to answer you as best I can. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed my content so you don't miss out, and I'll see you all in the next video.